Hello, old friend. I find myself, once again, scrambling through the corridors of my mind, searching for long-ago conversations that we shared, for comments you might have made, for advice that you tendered over our 30 years of friendship. It is at these times my thoughts wander, where I can sense you following close behind, to places where we found ourselves deep in conversation so very often. I promised some time ago to never speak on your behalf, but these days an awful lot of people are asking me the same three questions. What would Bill Walsh think? What would he say? What would he do? They are referring to Colin Kaepernick, to the current wave of athlete protest in America, the fine line between politics and patriotism, and the role of professional athletes in these tumultuous times. What would Bill Walsh think? That one is easy. You would think of the past, how we sat at your desk discussing your reverence for Jesse Owens, who stood up to Hitler, your respect for Muhammad Ali, who refused to fight in Vietnam, and your passion for the civil rights movement, the impetus for our partnership. Me, former Black Panther Party member, brazenly militant Berkeley professor from East St. Louis, Illinois.
I think that the time has passed when those of us who have achieved some type of social standing, some type of educational standing in a racist society can sit back and figure they wouldn't dare do this to me.
Roll one.
You, from Northern California.
I've got my mind on things going on downstairs. That's why I'm in trouble.
A lifelong coach who didn't get your shot until age 47 because many thought you were too intellectual to be an NFL coach. Quite a pair we made. You would think about our alma mater, San Jose State, where you wrote a master's thesis entitled Flank Formation Football, and where I organized the Olympic Project for Human Rights and the Black Power protest by our fellow alums, John Carlos and Tommy Smith, at the 1968 Olympic Games. Even though neither Carlos nor Smith ever played collegiate football, you alone among NFL coaches, then with the Cincinnati Bengals, stepped forward to offer them a tryout. What would you think of today's protesters? You would think it most important to simply listen and learn. What would Bill Walsh say? You would repeat now what you said over a lunch in 1983. We sat across from each other at the California Cafe near the Stanford campus. You said that both team and national success were founded first and foremost upon caring for others. And for that to happen, individuals must first feel cared for themselves. Next came a request to help you address the changing demographics in the 49ers locker room. Coaches had been working principally with white players for more than 50 years, but you foresaw the inevitable shift toward ever higher percentages of black players and recruited me as both locker room liaison and sounding board for dealing with the situation. Together we started the league's first drug counseling programs, the first financial classes for players, and the first college degree completion program. All three were based on ideas that I originally proposed as Black Panther after-school programs in inner-city Oakland. As for Colin Kaepernick, I believe you would tell him this. If you remain true to yourself, your sport, and your cause, those truths alone command respect.
Don't worry about that. Play ball and have fun. That's a big thing. I know it, man. Hey, if you're having fun, you start playing this game because it was fun. Have fun when you get, hey guys, we're gonna have fun out here. We can't predict the outcome, but we're gonna have fun. And if you do that, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be fine. Cool. Hey brother, I love you. I love you so much. Hang in there.
Love you too, brother.
Snuff.
Yes.
All right.
And finally, what would Bill Walsh do? For the answer to that question, they need only look at what you did after retiring from the game. By then, locker rooms were overwhelmingly black, so you fought to do away with coaches' rooms that were overwhelmingly white. Thanks to the Bill Walsh Diversity Coaching Fellowship that we initiated, a path was blazed for over 60 current coaches in the NFL, including Mike Tomlin, Marvin Lewis, and Ron Rivera. When you were asked at the end of your life what you were proudest of, it wasn't the Super Bowls, the Hall of Fame players, or the West Coast offense. You were most proud of the concept that others find so hard to grasp: excellence and achievement, not despite our diversity, but precisely because of it. You shared that message with everyone you met before time, as it eventually does for us all, ran short.
Approximately 3 years ago, Bill asked me to meet with him in his office at the 49ers. During the course of that brief meeting, almost out of nowhere, he said, "I want you to speak at my memorial service." I replied that I would commit something to paper for his review to make sure that I was headed in the right direction and covering what he would like to have said. He simply laughed and replied, "I don't need to see it. Surprise me."
What would Bill Walsh think? What would he say? What would he do? Those are the wrong questions. Today, the questions that you would be asking are these: how can we all think more progressively and positively? What should we all say? What can we all do? So when the next person asks, I will simply say, Bill Walsh did his part. Have you? I will tell them of the last time we spoke, of your voice resting easy at the end of life's work, how you called not just me, but dozens of friends, just to say goodbye. And I'll tell them of my final words to you, the same words I leave you with today. Well done, my brother. I love you tremendously. Yours truly, Dr. Harry Edwards.